We all know the feeling. You set a clear goal, map out the steps, and finally reach the absolute edge of achieving it. And then you step backward. You do something completely irrational that dismantles your own progress. Why do highly capable, driven people systematically self-destruct right as they reach the threshold of what they want? We usually blame external barriers or a sudden lack of skill, but the reality is entirely internal. It is a hidden glitch in our own identity. You can never outperform your own self-image. No matter how hard you work, your physical reality will always aggressively shrink to match exactly how you see yourself on the inside. This psychological trap is recorded in ancient texts. An entire generation of people lost their future because of what was called a grasshopper mentality. According to the record, this group wandered a harsh wasteland for 40 years. They didn't fail because they lacked ability or resources. They failed because when they looked at the challenges ahead, they saw themselves as insignificant insects. It reveals a brutal psychological rule. When you view yourself as a worm, you silently invite the rest of the world to treat you exactly like one. Humans act as a direct reflection of the picture they hold of themselves in their minds, completely regardless of whether that picture is actually true. A false self-image acts as an absolute physical boundary. If you believe you deserve nothing, your actions will ensure you receive exactly that. To understand this, we must look at the mind's architecture. The brain operates on two distinct engines. The conscious mind takes up the top 10%. Operating in the left brain, it handles one choice at a time, speaking exclusively in words. But beneath that sits your subconscious mind. This massive hidden engine controls the remaining 90%. Here is the glitch. The subconscious resides in the right brain and is entirely blind to words. It only understands and reacts to images. This is why sheer willpower almost always fails. Trying to change your life by repeating positive words is like trying to steer a massive, image-driven ocean liner with a tiny, text-based steering wheel. Medical professionals and psychologists define this 90% subconscious mass as a mechanical, automatic guiding system. It is a humorless machine. It cannot distinguish between a passing joke and irrational anxiety or absolute reality. It simply processes what it is fed. Think of it like a camera. Your conscious mind is merely the lens gathering the light. The subconscious is the film at the back of the camera, where the image is permanently burned into place. This makes fear incredibly dangerous. Fixating on a negative outcome feeds exact target coordinates into the autopilot, which locks on and violently steers toward it. Whether you are fixated on a fear or focused on a promise, you are engaging the same mechanical process of anticipation. The autopilot doesn't judge the image, it simply steers towards whichever one you hold in your mind the longest. To stop this cycle of self-sabotage, you have to intercept the images before they hit the film, and doing that is some of the most difficult mental labor a human can do. Rewiring your thought patterns isn't a passive process. Albert Einstein once noted that true thinking is severely hard work, which is why so few people actually engage in it. Simply asking for change or reciting positive words out loud only activates the conscious 10% of your brain. It leaves the massive autopilot untouched. You have to learn to speak the native language of the subconscious. You must force yourself to translate your verbal goals into vivid, distinct mental pictures. Rewriting your life's trajectory isn't about working harder physically. It requires paying the severe mental price of deliberately designing new imagery in your mind. The ancient Greek concept of dianoia describes the deliberate use of imagination to construct a future reality. The physics of this mental law are straightforward. If a clear, specific image of success is held in the imagination long enough, it penetrates the conscious barrier and sinks down into the autopilot. Once that happens, the 90% engine engages. Your physical behaviors and daily actions begin to smoothly align with that new internal picture. This alignment reduces the internal friction that causes self-sabotage, as your conscious goals and subconscious engine finally move in the same direction. Your reality is built from the inside out. What you consistently hold in your mind's eye is exactly what you will inevitably receive in your physical reality.